Today, I'm going to tell you things that you should do and should not do when you want to increase your credit score. This video comes as a result of the last video that I did. I'll put a link up below there so you can check it. I wanted to talk about how to build your credit as a Black person, especially when it's financial freedom and financial literacy, something that we don't really talk about in the Black community. And I wanted to be the person that will start this conversation going and shed light on it. But I am very surprised as to how much traffic this conversation has gotten in my DMs, and people have come to me and said, Dr. Felix, how do I do this? How do I do that? So I want to sort of expand on that video and tell you the do's and the don'ts, the won'ts and the shouldn'ts. Yes, stay tuned for more information. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Dr. Felix here. Today, I'm going to speak to you about what to do and what not to do. What are the things that are impacting your credit? So in my previous video on how I increased my credit score, I can't even speak anymore. My credit score from 300 to 994. I'm literally just 5 points from the perfect score. But I do know someone who has a perfect score. I've had a conversation with him, Emmanuel Roma, my friend. He's a banker. So he actually had a conversation with me on Instagram Live, shedding some light on how we can improve our credit score. But yes, guys, stay tuned. I'm going to have him on my channel so that he can actually bless us with some important tips. Now, during my conversation with him, these are the things that I've learned, right? And the things that I've actually did as well to improve my credit. The number one thing, I've given you some, watch the video that I'll put the link here so that you can actually watch what you can do to increase your credit in a short amount of time. But this is an extension, okay? So I learned that where you live can actually impact your credit score. Now, this makes a lot of sense because I remember when I used to live in Peckham and Woolwich area, right, in London, my credit score used to be very low. Like, it wasn't really growing until I actually moved to Oxford. I don't understand why, but this is actually quite interesting because even where you live can impact your insurance price. Isn't that crazy? Because I think, of course, they say that you're a product of your environment. I think it goes beyond just the say, and I think financially too, because they're thinking, okay, if you live in Peckham, how responsible are you? But if you live in Oxford, then they guess that you are a responsible person, right? And I think that your postcode area, the average credit also impacts your credit. So this is quite interesting, and I think I would definitely do some more research and bring you the reason why. As of now, I don't know. And I have asked my friend who is a banker too, and he said that's how the system is built, right? I guess it's built on trustworthiness and how much they think you are going to be trustworthy with your finances. And the other thing as well that can impact your credit, right, is when you use your credit card or your debit card to pay for things that have to do with betting. Okay, guys, do not do this mistake. Don't ever do go betting with your credit card or your card. If you really want to bet, take the money out in cash and pay for it with your cash. Because if the credit score company is actually getting your credit history, what they see is, on every weekend you're using your credit card to bet, it means that you are not a trustworthy person. It means that you're not a responsible person. You're a gambler, right? And that is not a good look on your credit score. It absolutely impacts your credit score negatively. So don't use your credit card or your debit card for paying things like these. The third thing is, get a credit card, okay? But I would advise anyone who is disciplined not to get a credit score. Because if you're not disciplined and you get a credit score, it means that your credit is going to even get worse. You are going to be taking that money out and thinking that money is yours, but in essence, it is not your money. It is basically the bank's money which you have. So you will go in debt. Okay. So whilst credit score is great, if you're not a responsible person and you're not disciplined, do not take it, because you will end up being in debt. And something that was meant to be a good thing will end up being your absolute curse. And it will have a very big dent on your credit. Because if you're not paying for these bills on your credit card, it means that it is also going to reflect on your credit score. The fourth thing that I would advise anyone is not to use overdraft. Overdraft, try as much as possible not to use it. If you're using your overdraft, it basically means that you're so much financially illiterate that you can't even manage your finances, that your finances now go in overdraft. You have to now borrow money from the bank when it is not, when you don't have it available to you. Okay. Now, some people, of course, if you have an arranged overdraft with your bank, that could be a positive thing. But if you don't have an arranged overdraft limit in your account, and you're using an unarranged overdraft, it means that it is going to be recorded on your credit score, and also on your bank statement. It's going to be recorded on your bank statement, which will reflect on your credit score. Right? So these are very important things that could have a dent on your credit score. The fifth thing that I want to give you, right? Fifth information I want to give you is, please do not use ClearScore. ClearScore is a scam. ClearScore is an absolute scam. I remember when I was trying to understand how my credit score is doing, right? And I was checking it with ClearScore, and ClearScore never, ever changed my credit score. It basically for 2 years stayed the same, until I changed it to Experian. And I did some research and I realized that ClearScore, what they essentially want to do is they want to make you believe that your credit score is not growing, so that you can pay for their pro version. And so they can tell you things like, oh, do this, do that, and they can take your money. And it's actually not cheap. I think to pay for the pro in ClearScore is something like £30 a month. And it is a scam. Today, a friend of mine actually reached out and they were like, listen, Felix, my ClearScore is 170 or something like 200, and I told them to go for Experian and put in their information Experian, and then it came out 770. I mean, again, it's not great, but it is not terrible. And also, most lending companies and most financial firms basically use Experian to check for your credit score. So it is much more reflective of your credit history compared to ClearScore, which wants to just take your money and not give you any service that is worth your money that you're paying. Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening to me. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel, like, share, and comment, so that I can bring you much more detailed information about growing your credit and growing your finances. Black people, we need to grow our finances. We need to be financially stable. We need all these benefits that God has promised us in Christ Jesus. Right? I'll also come with a video on investment, how to invest your money properly and wisely. And I think as Black people, we've always been told, or I shouldn't say Black people, but the reality for me and most Black kids is that save money, save money, save money, save money. And then you save money, and then in the next 3-4 years, the money has depreciated, and the things that £10,000 could buy today, in 5 years' time, it actually cannot buy. And that is what our parents have passed on to us. And I think we need to unlearn these things. So I will bring a person, or I will speak to financial advisors, and I will bring them on this channel so that they can teach us how to invest our money, how to save our money, and things that we should do to achieve financial freedom. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share, comment. May good Lord bless you as you do this. Stay hydrated, stay blessed. See you soon.